Good evening, sports fans! Crobat for the win of the token minorities here today with my Stab League Season 3 draft analysis. So this has been much hyped, I know, by a few people, and I hope certainly those people enjoy it, but I hope all of you guys enjoy too here on TTM. So I'm going to talk about my draft, so my thoughts on the team, and don't want to give anything specific out, of course, but let's jump right into it. So first thing to note is that the Stab League was very different because it actually allows you to draft what is called a gold tier Uber and a silver tier Uber, which think like gold tier Ubers are really powerful mons that were in the Ubers tier at Smoggin, whereas silver Ubers are kind of like Speed Boost Blaziken, Aegislash, things that are regarded as Uber but are not quite as powerful in the Ubers metagame. So yeah, I have two of those on the screen, of course, but I will at least. Now let's go into my first pick, which was actually the Mega Round. We had a Mega Round. I got last pick, so I was like, you know what, I really want my Electric type out of the way. I like Mega Man Electric, so I went with it. It's just really fast, it has a good enough move pool, it Volt switches around, it has Intimidate and Volt Absorb, both of which are awesome. Or whatever it has an electric immunity, I forget what the ability is off my head, but that's solid, so I really was looking for that off the bat. Now, for Ubers, I really like the prospect of Mewtwo, which is what I picked. It can go physical, it can go special, it can go support, it can go choice, it has a lot of things that it can do, and I don't think anyone's ever really used it in Draft League because Ubers really aren't allowed in Draft League usually, so I'm excited to see what it can do going forward. Next, I decided to pick Speed Boost Blaziken because I've never used it in draft format. I want to see how good it is. It has Defog now, which is really great. It has a really nice move pool. It can go physical or special. I'm really liking it. I think it even has, it has Brave Bird too, which is great. So it's got so much going for it. I'm excited to use it. Then I decided to go with Celesteela, and I made it my Z-move user. I know Celesteela is usually a very good round 1 pick. Has a lot of immunities, a lot of resistances, so it can take a lot of different hits, especially fairy types. It takes on fairy types really well, and in and of itself, it is a threatening sweeper. It could be also more of a tank, it could even be a defensive mod. It's got a lot going for it that I really love. Next, I picked Jirachi, which you're going to say, oh, but that's 2 steel types. No. I was totally okay with this. I thought because their typings were so different. One was flying and steel, the other was steel psychic. I thought their typings were different enough, their roles were different enough. Jirachi could be, Scarf, it can be offensive, it can be banded, it can be specs, it could also be a wish passer, it could be a tank. It's got so many different options. I'm thinking of more of a, well, I have some really good options in steel types. I could bring both, I could bring one, I could bring none. I've got a lot, certainly, that I could use. And next up we have Nidokings. Now this, I feel like I may have reached a little bit. I feel like I could have maybe waited another round or two, but I really wanted Nidokings as a poison type, so it would work with the rest of my team here. I mean, I love Nidokings a lot. I used it in the Strat League draft tournament. It has a really solid move pool. It could be a tank, it could be a wall, it could be a sweeper, a scarfer, a life orb user. It's got so much going for it, and I'm sure I'll scare people away with Thunder again this season. If anyone saw the Stab League draft tournament that I won, Thunder Nidokings was instrumental to that victory, so who knows, maybe it'll come back. Or maybe we'll see Blizzard Nidokings. I'd love that, that would be just so cool. Now, next we've got Pelipper. Pelipper is going to be my rain setter. I really was like midway through the draft, I'm thinking to myself, how cool would it be to have a bit of a pseudo-rain team? I bet I could orchestrate this. I bet I could work with this. I don't think I reached too much on Pelipper because, weather mons were starting to go around this time. Maybe I could have picked it up the next round, but I really like it. I was a big fan of it in the Stab League draft tournament, and I think it's much better than Politoed. It also has U-turn, which is just great. And Defog, it's got a lot of tools that I can use, and I'm really excited to use it in actual League format. Next I got Lurantis, and now people are going to say to me, what? This is like a garbage NU-mon. Why are you picking it round 5? No, it has changed since Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon have come out. Keep in mind that now it gets knockoff, now it gets Defog, and it gets Leaf Storm, and it gets Superpower. I know it had some of those moves in Sun and Moon, but the fact that it can get them all at the same time now, by tutors, by breeding, by all this stuff, just makes it so much more useful for me. I love the prospect of having superpower and Leaf Storm, and just these moves are just terrific. And it has, like I said, it has defog. It will make a great tank. It will make a great wall. It will make, it's just going to be a really good piece of glue for the team, I think. And it's a solid grass type. I really, that's what I wanted, was a good grass type here. And I've never used it before, but with Contrary, like I said, Leaf Storm and Superpower are going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to using it. Next, I snagged Kingdra, which, of course, since I grabbed Pelipper, they both go really well together. So I got a Dragon type and another Water type. So I'm excited to try Kingdra out. I don't think I've ever... No, have I? I used it in draft format. I think I did a long time ago once, maybe. But either way, it's been the first time in a long time that I've used Kingdra, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping to sweep some people with some rain. It's pretty scary. I mean, maybe I'll even get the critical hit ratios involved too if I go outside of rain. You just never know. Next, this was a steal. Okay, I got Dragonite and I made it my Z-move user. Round 7. This was it snuck by everyone's radar, and I was just so happy that I managed to pick this up. And you're gonna say, what the heck? Why are you picking up double dragons? No. Dragonite is excellent in the rain. Not only does it have Hurricane, it also has Thunder, which is so cool. I bet I could use that somewhere. It has good mixed attack, mixed attacking stats. It has multi-scale, so it's a different type of dragon type and rain abuser compared to Kingdra. So I could bring both, I could bring one, I could bring none. I mean, I got so many choices and options. Dragonite's really good in and out of the rain. Kingdra can be even good outside of the rain too. I mean, I got so many choices, and I'm hoping that I'll have the ability to basically fake people out and make people over-prepare for all of these things that I just have so much I could throw at them. I'll pick something off the radar, and maybe they will have prepped wrong. That's my hope anyways. And in my final spot, I've got Granbull. I love Granbull. I used it back in the day. It's a solid fairy type now. Is it going to be able to compete with Ubers and everything else in here? Probably not as well as I would like, but you know what? Gives a check to Dragon types, and it's an Intimidate user, which is good enough for me. I mean, it's my last pick, but I think it's a solid one. Like I said, Intimidate and the fairy typing, I think they both will come in handy at some point. It also has a couple useful abilities and a decent move pool, so I'm looking forward to using it. Now, this is all my team together. I'm really excited. I think we have some pretty good synergy going on here. The fact that I got a fairy type last round also made me very happy. I was also pondering Diancie somewhere in there, but it ended up being taken, and honestly, I don't really want an extra X4 weakness, so I think Granbull worked out pretty nicely in that last slot. Overall, though, I mean, here's a picture of the whole team. I'm really liking it. It's a little off-center. It's a little off the wall, maybe, but I think it's a very me team. I think it's a bit more offensive in nature. It's not as defensive as maybe I've built in the past, but I think that's what worked for me, and that's what worked for me in that tournament, and that's what used to work for me in the past. I think one of my biggest weaknesses in the past was I used to build one way, and it used to be, or at least when I had issues, I used to build with a more defensive mindset, and I don't think that's always right. Sometimes it can be, but I think I have to make a team that could go in any direction, that could be off-center, that could be something unexpected. And I think that's what I put together here. I could definitely go fast offense, I could definitely go slower defense, or maybe even stall. I know Fog hates that word, but I have so many options. That's the word of the day here, is options. That's what I'm going for here. So I am hoping, at the end of the day, that I'll be able to fake some people out, not the move, but make people think I'm going to bring sets that I'm not going to bring, or make them over-prepare for things that I don't bring. I'll catch them off guard, and hope for the best this season. So that's my Stab League team. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, if you have any. So this is Crobat for the win of the Token Minorities, signing out. Have a good one. Peace. I look forward to uploading this soon.